about it, and boy, did they do something about it, where we were able to raise some funds to see to the fact that we have a new MBU. Now, we're here to tell you about, what has been done and what to expect tomorrow. And of course, if you're listening to me right now and your wife is pregnant and is due to deliver, let's say the next month or two, you would have smiles on your face. I'll be telling you much as to why this is so. Seth Kwame Boateng is with me here in the studios of Love 99.5. He was a man who put together that very documentary. I don't know whether to call you Denkoswahini or something here in terms of Love 99.5 and Isha 104.5. But Seth, Happy New Year to you and good afternoon to you.
Happy New Year, Choco.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, Dave. Yourself?
Grace abounds. I'd like to also acknowledge the presence, in the studios of Love 99.5 this very afternoon of Sheila Seichi. Sheila, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
And how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're looking prettier than the last time I saw you.
Oh, okay. I get prettier with age and time.
That's good to hear. And of course, I have with me Auntie Coco, who's also right here with me in the studios of Love 99.5. You're all very much welcome. Seth, you're here.
Yeah, David, we are here.
Yeah, I know. And we had a conversation last year when, you put together this beautiful documentary that, of course, touched lives. Knowing that that project that you embarked upon has yielded some results to the extent that we are commissioning this new MBU tomorrow, tell me, how do you feel within yourself right now?
I feel excited that I got the backing of all to get this done, that we came together as a team. We saw the need to put resources together and see how best we can save lives of mothers and children, not only in Kumasi, because Konfenochi takes care of about 8 regions. So I'm happy we are going to save more lives in other regions, not only Ashanti region. And I'm happy all Ghanaians supported this, and we had a mother to champion this, and there's the results we have. So I'm very excited that we've been able to do this as a team. It tells how when we decide to come together and focus on one thing, we can do it.
I know that you put together a lot of, documentaries. How did this one come to you? Knowing very well that lives were being lost and, you engaging with people, you had them cry and all that. How did that come to you?
I remember one Saturday when I was here in Kumasi doing the interviews, and I was told 10 babies had died that day. 10. One Saturday.
One day?
One day.
Wow.
I was like, what is happening? I broke down because I had just had a baby. So you can imagine. And I saw some of the mothers cry. I saw how they wrap the babies and they dispose them. I remember the MBU, how some of the babies were struggling to survive. Babies who needed not to share an incubator, had no choice but to share with others. Babies who were sick, who needed one cot, still having to share with other babies. In fact, I broke down, but I knew that definitely there will be a way out, there will be a solution. So that was the assurance I had, that, well, let me go through the pain and tell the story. I know definitely we're going to get results, because I had handled that project in the past and I saw what happened, and I knew Ghanaians wouldn't sit down for this to continue, knowing very well that you wouldn't know when this can happen to you. You might say you're in Accra, you don't have to care, or you wouldn't care about this, but maybe traveling from Accra to Sunyani, you get to Kumasi and something can happen to you. You may end up in Konfenochi. So it wasn't easy, but we did our best and we put this together, and that's what we've been able to achieve now.
Now, you talked about the fact that you knew that something was going to happen out of the documentary you put together. Is that to suggest that you were not surprised at the response and the support you've received?
No, the speed was what surprised me. I knew, but I was looking at the long-term measure, the long-term solution. That was the main building, that 43-year-old building. That was what I was looking at. Nothing crossed my mind that we could put up something as a stopgap. You understand? We did this short time to solve the problem. So when the response came, that shocked me, because I was looking at after 2 years, because the contractors have told us that even if they are able to raise the $75 million needed to complete that facility, it will take them over 2 years to complete. So I was looking at that long term, but when the short term discussion came up, I was, oh wow, and the speed and the response we got the First Lady when we presented to her, and she said, I'm assuring you, you're going to hear from me. And before that, I had presented a copy to Archbishop Duncan Williams and Otabil, Pastor Otabil, Mensa Otabil. And I remember when I went to Archbishop Duncan Williams, I wanted him to use his influence, and that Pastor Mensa Otabil as well, to push government to do something to finish that project. So I remember Bishop Duncan Williams asked me, so has the First Lady seen the documentary? I said I presented a copy to her 2 days ago. You know what he said?
You tell me.
Then you are good to go. That was what he told me. She has a copy. I say I presented to her 2 days ago. Then we are good to go. It's done. And yeah, it's done.
Did you follow the project when it began? I mean, this new facility that will be commissioned tomorrow. Did you follow it? How impressed were you with the work that was going on at the time?
From day one, I followed, and I have all the pictures and videos. At every stage, I either came to Kumasi or got the contractors to send me pictures and videos, because we needed to update those who donated towards this cause. And African Building Partners, they handled this project, the construction firm. In fact, they shocked all of us when they said that they could use the best technology in the world to do this within a very short time. I didn't believe them until they started. Yes, the rains affected them, but they worked day and night to get this done. And looking at the technology they used and the speed, in fact, at the point I wasn't getting what they were doing. I could not appreciate what they were doing. I was like, we mean business. I want to see blocks and other things. Look at what you people are doing. But they said, no, you wait, give us a month and you see something. Then they did the foundation, everything. After a month, I went there. I was like, wow. So they said, give us another month. You see something. A month later, I came and I saw that they had constructed something. Another month, I came and they were doing the roof, and I said, oh my God, they have really done well. And if we've been able to use 10 million cities to do this, you see, somebody listening to us may say that, oh, maybe just for the construction. It includes equipment. Everything in that building.
We'll talk about what we have in there. Yeah. But tell me, you like you said, you followed this project from the very beginning. You have pictures and videos and all that. You make it seem as if everything was that easy. Were there any challenges you can share?
No, it wasn't easy. I
know challenges.
No, when they were preparing the grounds, they didn't know that Electricity Company of Ghana and Water Company had some pipes, wires under the place. And in fact, they had consulted all of them, but they were not told that something like that was there until they started and they hit the wires. They had to stop, get ECG to come and help them re-divert everything. Now remember the rains, the time they were casting the concrete, how the rains affected them. At a point, they had to use foam, you understand, to deal with the water to make to clear the water on the
to block the water out.
Yeah, exactly. They did that, and it wasn't easy. Just that we were lucky. We had the money there because Ghanaians were generous. Not only Ghanaians,
true.
We had people. Foreigners also. I remember the richest woman in Africa, Alakija, sending $500,000 to support this project. So not only Ghanaians donated towards this, the embassies, people elsewhere, they all helped. So we were lucky we had the money there, but we needed the weather to also help us. We had an issue with that, but God was so good. When it took off, it continued with speed.
So the work has been completed, 100%.
Completed.
100%.
100%.
Wow.
Can I add 101%?
Yeah. Sheila, once again, good afternoon to you, and thank you very much for making time to be part of our conversation this afternoon. So the First Lady's office took up the challenge. I mean, I know that it didn't come to you easy. You had to have a series of meetings and engagements and invite people to come and support and all. Sitting back right now, looking at the fact that this project has been completed, all the effort that went into it, how does that make you feel? How do you feel right now?
Oh, I'm over the moon. I'm really happy, and not just me, but the entire office. We are all very, very happy and very pleased with the outcome of all the hard work. It's been quite a journey. We've done this in the shortest possible time, over a period of about, let's say, give or take 5 months. This has been done, but then it's been quite a journey, you know, with a lot of going back and forth. But it's all been worth it. I mean, every single toil or work towards this has been really, really worth it. So we are very, very happy. We are really, really happy and very pleased.
Have you seen the facility yourself?
Yes, I have.
Have you been able to go through some of the theaters and stuff like that?
Yes. It looks like what you'd see anywhere else in the world. It's fantastic. We are really happy and really quite pleased with the outcome of everything. Yeah.
So, in the documentary that Seth Kwame Boateng came up with, we got to know the number of women who were dying, annually, how many babies were dying each day, what the women had to go through, and all that. Looking at this facility right now, what can you tell us? What relief is it going to bring to people?
Obviously, this is going to reduce maternal mortality in Kompanochi Teaching Hospital, Ashanti, and Ghana, and also reduce neonatal mortality and infant mortality. It's going to do a lot. I mean, it's going to really, really relieve a lot of families and women from stress, the stress and the agony of having to go through the pain of losing a child at birth or have a child sick from birth and everything else that's connected with that. So obviously this would greatly help reduce that, and also make the work for the doctors and the nurses easier. They have modern equipment to work with. They have enough space within which to work, and so yeah, we are very happy.
When Seth began his responses to some of the questions, one of the things he mentioned when he mentioned the name of this wonderful, amazing pastor was that if the First Lady has a copy, then you're good to go. For those who don't know about the First Lady, why would the pastor say that? Who is she?
He must have been in the spirit, I would say. Yeah, but the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Kufuor, she's somebody who's very, I would say, she's a genuinely kind person at heart. Everybody's kind, but she's genuinely kind at heart. And she's, throughout her life, she's done a lot of work for women and children. Even before she became First Lady, she had this foundation, the Infanta Malaria Prevention Foundation, which focuses on malaria and malnutrition in women and children. So she's done a lot for women and children under that. Now, when she became First Lady, she really saw that as an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of women and children. So she set up the Rebecca Foundation. And under the Rebecca Foundation, she focuses on things that would help champion the well-being of women and children. So we have an initiative called Telema that's to do with women's empowerment. And then we have women's economic empowerment, I have to say. And then we have Because I Want to Be, that's to do with getting girls in school and keeping them there. And then we have learning to read and reading to learn. That is to improve child literacy. And then we have Rebecca's special initiatives, under which we do things like what we've done with the documentary that Seth came up with. So under Rebecca's special initiative, we respond to community-led needs. So communities show us needs that they have, and then if it's within our means, or if we're capable of handling it, the First Lady will champion it and with other partners, and then make whatever resources available to ensure it's done. Yeah.
Has she herself seen pictures of this very facility? What are her thoughts about it?
She's been at it. She's been at the facility before the full completion. And of course, she's updated with photos, and she's amazed. She's over the moon. She's very enthused. She's very, very, very happy, you know, to see the state of what it was and what the situation was like. I mean, that was harrowing. I mean, nobody can watch that documentary and stay the same or stay aloof about the situation. So she's very, very happy with it, and her reaction whenever she sees the photos are that of, you know, she's really pleased and really happy and very proud of what we've all accomplished together.
I'll say bless her, bless her. So tell me, what kind of a facility do we have right now at Komfo by way of the new MBU?
Okay, so we have 3 different blocks. We have the state-of-the-art maternity, which has about 12 delivery beds.
12 delivery beds.
In the past, you know, they had just 2. So times that about 5 women in labor got to Komfo, they could take care of only 2 and tell the rest to be in queue. That's going to be a thing of the past now. We have 3 theaters. Again, in the past, I remember when I was doing the Next to Die documentary, I went there and they had just 2 theaters. Unfortunately, one had broken down, so only one was operating. So again, women in labor who had been rushed from Goso, from Nkoko, Bebieni to Komfo, who needed immediate CS, were also told to join the queue. So some died in the process. But this new facility has 3 theaters. Let's go to the MBU, where I told you that in the past they shared cots and incubators. Now they have over 130 cots. So each baby will have a cot. Each baby will have an incubator. We have over 20 incubators there. And it's going to be such that babies who can transmit any kind of disease are separated from those who are okay.
Because indeed,
so there will not be cross-contact.
Infections are quite
exactly,
high, yeah.
And that was what killed them in the past. Now what else should I say?
The feeding area.
The feeding area. That's my best. That's my best. You know, last 2 weeks or 3 weeks when we came here for the media tour, we went back to the MBU just to look at how the mothers were breastfeeding. They sat on benches. So we showed the picture and a video of the new place to the mothers, and David should have been there to see the excitement. So you're going to sit on this and breastfeed. You should see that comfortable breastfeeding chair, reclinable. You sit in, you feel comfortable, and you breastfeed. You have air conditioning, room temperature, good for the child.
I'm laughing because I'm wondering who will be paying the bills for the electricity. You know,
okay, it's been taken care of. The building,
fine.
Yeah, the building is. You know, World Bank has a group, the Edge Group, and they have certified this as a green technology, green building. So they factored all these things into it: electricity, water. So we're going to have the most reduced electricity issues there. And water, because they factored all these things into it.
Beautiful.
Insulated.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, I recall in the documentary, mothers had to go to Bantama to go get hot water to come and take a shower and all that. What's the situation like now?
Now, what's the name? They have that heater.
Water heater. Okay.
And that is the solar one.
Okay.
So they're going to have hot water all the time. So all these things have been taken care of, and that's what makes me excited. Yeah.
Sheila, tell me. I mean, I know that there's been engagement. Tell me, how do you see? Let me rephrase. What can you tell me about the doctors or health practitioners there? How are they seeing this new project? How excited are they themselves?
Oh, I mean, they are very, very excited. I mean, they are very excited. If you've seen the other documentary that Seth has put up again post the building, you can clearly see their excitement. They're very happy to have world-class facilities within which they can work, and do work properly. So they're very enthusiastic. This for them is a very motivating thing after working under such strenuous conditions, and to have this ultra modern facility. They're very excited. I just like to add that there's also, to what Seth was saying about the facilities, there's also a pediatric intensive care that's been added. That was that came up as a result of putting this together. We realized that we had to add the pediatric intensive care to make it a complete place where mothers, babies, and those who are not newborns but are still children can be cared for when they are gravely ill in intensive care. So that has also been added. So that's a plus, an add-on for the MBU that is there. So the doctors, back to your question again, are very happy.
You want to say something?
They had issues with space in the past, and we fixed that.
True.
So that's what excites them. And now they have been talking about how they're going to make sure the place remains the same even after 10 years. Maintenance.
You and I talked about it yesterday. We'll talk some more about it. But Sheila, tell me, we couldn't have done this without the support of many people out there. And I'm sure that you want to say thank you to them. But before you say thanks to them, tell me, did their response, their support, did it come to you as a surprise, or
It was overwhelming support. I mean, we had our first fundraiser in Accra, and we were overwhelmed by the number of people who wanted to be invited, and who came and who gave and pledged and redeemed their pledges, and just the goodwill and the support and the encouragement from so many people. Seth mentioned earlier, people from outside of Ghana donated, so it was overwhelming what we did, how we were able to do that. Then we did a second fundraiser in Kumasi, and that one was also very highly patronized, and corporate or big corporates came and they gave. And then individuals gave their widow's mite as well. People gave via mobile money. People gave the little they could. I mean, everybody who saw this documentary and was moved by what the First Lady was trying to achieve was happy to join in and contribute whatever they could to it. So it was we were overwhelmed by the first fundraiser, and then the second one was even, we thought it would be, but that was also very overwhelming.
I will not ask you to mention a name here or names here, but are there people who pledged something that have not presented anything to? Yes or no? I mean,
definitely, you have a few people who may have forgotten about their pledges. So we would like to remind them gently and very kindly to redeem their pledges. We may be done with the building, but then there are other things that their money would go towards, like the Kolebu Teaching Hospital Children's Emergency Ward, which the First Lady has been approached by Kolebu to. They need her assistance as well. So definitely, if you're listening and you pledged, please come and redeem your pledge. You may have forgotten. I'm just gently reminding you to redeem your pledge. It's never too late.
It's never too late. And like you said, the next project is that at Kolebu. Seth, you're excited about the fact that some people have not redeemed themselves yet? Is that why you're laughing?
No, I know they are listening to us and they're going to redeem their pledges from today.
So let's talk about maintenance. And I raised that issue with you yesterday. Yes, we have this beautiful facility that is going to definitely bring relief to many people, babies, mothers, pregnant women, and all that. And us as Ghanaians, to a large extent, the way we do things. What's the plan like to ensure that 10, 15, 20 years down the line, this facility will still be the same shape as, it is now?
So I had a discussion with the CEO, and it's in my latest documentary. And I asked him how they were going to maintain the place to ensure that we can have equipment intact even after 10 years. And we have been told that they've contracted a maintenance company to take care of that. So they have assured us we have their word, and we're going to make sure they stick to that. I think the First Lady also has a plan. Maybe Sheila will add something to it. But the hospital has given us an assurance that they've contracted a company to look at maintenance, and we're going to monitor and see to it that they perform as we expect of them.
Now, I again have heard people say, for example, that is there a way we could educate people who come to use the facility as to some of the do's and don'ts? Because I'm talking here about the pains that was used. Some people think that, well, somebody who's undergone CS, who's struggling a bit to walk, has to go and feed the child. What's the plan like?
And again, I've had this discussion with the engineers, the contractors, Eric, and his team. They want to come up with something to educate women who will come to the facility, even how to breastfeed. They want us to produce a content that they can show at the facility, so that when you come, you know how to handle a baby, you know how to breastfeed. If you have to go to the intensive care unit, what you have to do. They want to do all of these things. So we're going to also get them. I think we have to help them do this. So we're going to help them create this content so that they can show it at the facility. You know, every section of the building has a television set there. So they're going to project and show this to the mothers who come there. They do some don't as well.
To help. Sheila, is there anything you want to add?
Yes, I mean, obviously, for all of us, for everybody who contributed in some way to this project, and for the rest of us, we all want to see this maintained properly, and we want it to be used for what it's meant for, you know, for the longest time possible. So maintenance is very high on the agenda. It's something that's very dear to the First Lady's heart. So she's also looking at ways of maintaining the facility and ensuring that best practices are employed and deployed all the time to keep the standards where they should be, and that we don't just have the equipment and the space, but we're also doing things right to safeguard the lives of women and their babies. So that's definitely high, very high on the agenda post the commissioning. And even as we speak, a lot is going on to ensure that we maintain the facility and, you know, it's the uses and all of that. So those things are very high on the agenda. So
good to hear. And let me come back to you, Seth. Tell me about the equipment we have, you know, there. What was the plan? What's the strategy like? Because when I mentioned the electricity matter, you talked about the World Bank taking care of some of these things for us. Let's talk about equipment when they break down. What's the plan like?
So those who supplied the equipment are also ready. One, they are training the doctors and nurses on how to use this equipment, and they have also gone into an agreement on repairs and other things. You understand? So they're going to. There's a word for it.
That's right.
No, not only post service. Yes, they've taken care of all these things. So the suppliers are on standby to make sure that where there's a problem, they come in quickly and fix, and where they would have to highlight or educate doctors and nurses more on how to use some of the equipment. They are there to also help them. So they're going to be at the hospital or even here. They're going to be here. So anytime they are needed, just a phone call away and they will come and assist them.
And parts are available on the market?
Yes, they're available.
Let's talk about comparing this facility to other facilities in other countries. Let's say in Africa. Can we compare? Do we have any such facility anywhere close to where we are?
Per what we have been told, and the technology they used to construct this project is the first in Africa.
First in Africa.
It's why EDGE, the World Bank, has certified this. The technology, green technology, insulated, no noise, no pollution, nothing. Per what we have been told, and for which reason the World Bank Group has certified this is the first in Africa.
Let's go for a very short break, and when we return, we have more to share with you because the commissioning will be done tomorrow. Who are going to be there? Is it open to the public? When will mothers, will be mothers start using this very facility and more when we return? Please don't go away.
Oh, this gate. Hey, Mr. Techi, please come and help me open my gate, I beg you. What is wrong with this gate? You know, this is the second time I've changed this gate after the thieves broke into my shop 2 months ago. When I open it, it always gets stuck in the middle here. I don't know why. I'm even tired of it.
Papako, I've always been telling you, never compromise on quality. You see, I've been using my roller shutter gate for the past 10 years, and I have never had any problems with it because I got it from Donima Steel Complex. Donima Steel Complex provides quality roller shutter gates at affordable prices. They are of high quality and impossible to break in. That's not all. They have the manual and automatic gate systems, which are ideal for warehouses, domestic stores, and garages. And they are installed by professionals without any extra charges.
Had I known.
Don't had I known, Bia. Locate Donima Steel Complex at Asafo, YF Junction, near the Ghana Revenue Authority office, or call 0244-126-625. Donima Steel Complex, home of tropical products.
The great thing about life is that we are all different and we are free to enjoy life's different flavors everywhere. Under the blazing sun or during a fun night out with a crew, it doesn't matter, because at that moment, all you need to do is reach for a Club Mineral to turn up the sweet, bitter, bubbly, spicy or tangy flavor. Whether Club Orange, Club Cola, Club Muscatella, Club Soda or Club Tonic, there's a flavor for everyone. Turn up the flavor. Club Minerals, there's a flavor for everyone.
For the past 12 years, New Generation Investment Services Limited, a leading investment banking firm, has guided thousands of institutions and retail investors to make millions in secured portfolio investments. New Generation Investment Services Limited is licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and the National Pension Regulatory Authority. We offer Treasury Bill Plus fixtures for products such as fixed deposits, premium investments, NGI's childcare investment, and Diamond Plus investment plans, as well as manages Tier 2 and Tier 3 pension funds. NGI's Limited also manages the Enidaso Mutual Fund. Talk to our seasoned investment advisors now and we will structure an investment portfolio for you. Visit us at first floor Kokobo Jubilee House, Adum Kumasi, and second floor Abosoma Kotre House near Cocoa House, Sunyani, or our website www.ngis-group.com. Call us in Kumasi on 03220-91608 or in Sunyani on 0352-197-482. New Generation Investment Services Limited, achieving excellent returns on your investments.
You are great, yes, you are.
The Word of God is a strong foundation, a rock that keeps us standing through the storms of life and exposes our innermost thoughts and desires. Join the International Central Gospel Church Trinity Temple, Kwadaso, every Sunday from 8 to 10:30 a.m. as we help you discover your purpose through life-transforming messages. Remember, the proof of a desire is in its pursuit. Don't miss our weekday services on Wednesdays and Fridays from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Your life will never be the same.
Say you are great. Say you are great. Everything, yeah.
Would you bring a hot-looking gentleman into the home you share with your ex-husband?
No, but I won't share the same house with my ex-husband.
Mr. Kwate, henceforth, I need you to use this side of the entrance, okay? And make sure you park the car more towards this side, exactly on this angle.
From the stables of Sparrow Films comes Potato Potato, a divorced couple who decide to share equal space in the ex-matrimonial home. Soon realize the idea is easier said than done, bent on flexing their egos and scoring points. The two explore various hilarious tactics that soon inflames emotions and turns an already complicated situation into a roller coaster.
This from someone who asked me for a divorce. Let's not forget who broke up this marriage. I worked my butt off.
Starring Jocelyn Dumas, Chris Atto, O.C. Okeje, Nikki Samonas, Joke Silva, and many others. Come witness this beautiful comedy told from the mind of an award-winning filmmaker, Shirley Frimpong Manson. Potato Potato premieres in Kumasi.
Saturday, 27 January at Micklin Hotel. First show 5:30 p.m. and the second show 8:30 p.m. Get advance tickets for only 20 Ghana cedis.
Or you pay 30 cedis at the gate. Get your ticket at Love FM, Abuja Fast Foods, Micklin Hotel, Poco Trading Supermarket, and Abibio Express. This is a star-studded movie you don't want to miss. Potato Potato. This event is brought to you by Love 99.5 FM in partnership with Sparrow Films.
Well, people of Kumasi, I'm sure that you're excited about the fact that, that project that was begun last year is being completed and the commissioning is tomorrow. Well, Seth Kwame Boateng is with me here in the studios of Love 99.5. He's a man that put together that very beautiful documentary. And Sheila Sechi is with the First Lady's office, and she's also right here with us in the studios as well. Now, so Seth, tell me tomorrow, what are we to expect? That is a day where we're commissioning the whole beautiful project, isn't it?
Yes. And we're going to hand over officially to the hospital to run. So we're going to have a number of dignitaries there. I know Sheila will tell us more about those who are coming, but multimedia is highly represented. Yeah, of course, First Lady is coming. We have, I understand, a number of ministers are also coming, but the people of Ashanti and beyond are also coming. And I'm happy that we've invited Genevieve of Classic FM, Techiman. That lady listened to the documentary, then went to town with bowls, collecting money from people.
Whoa.
And she brought the money.
Whoa.
Yes, she brought the money. So I'm happy she did that, and we've invited her to also come so that we all commission this project. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow. And I remember yesterday when we went to Konfenochi, a woman was passing and said, a bit woo. Oh, yeah. So we're going to open the floodgates. Yeah, we're excited about this. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow.
I see. Sheila, is there anybody you'd like to tell us as to who to expect tomorrow? You know, the dignitaries?
Oh, tomorrow is going to be a very happy day, a wonderfully fantastic day for all of us. We of course, the First Lady will be there, the Second Lady as well.
Wow.
And we'll have Lady Julia as well. And then dignitaries, are coming. And of course, we'll have some of our donors who gave will be there. We thank them very much. I mean, if it wasn't for their help and their kindness, this wouldn't have happened. I mean, we wouldn't be sitting here today talking about this relieved. We wouldn't be this relieved today. So we are really grateful. We had people like Mr. Kwame Despite from Despite Group given, and then we had Apostle Kojo Safo, Bishop Duncan Williams, so many people, so many corporate organizations. It's funny I can't remember the names of any of the women.
It happens. That's how it is.
We had a lot of women supporting it. Of course, it's a natural thing for women to support. So we had a lot of Ghanaian women supporting this initiative with their money. So we are so happy, so grateful. Tomorrow will be a fantastic day. We'll be live on air. Multimedia will be heavily represented and they're partners and collaborators, so they will definitely be there. And then we'll have other media houses there as well. We'll be live on TV and on air, so we all look forward to tomorrow.
For those who think that, well, sometimes when you hear some of these calls, your money will not be put to good use, people that would misuse it, and stuff like that, what would you want to say to them?
That may have happened in the past, and that's very unfortunate that sometimes we give to charity and we're not quite sure. But what we can assure you, I mean, from the Rebecca Foundation, is that we do put your money to good use, and we will account to you how we've spent this money, how much we've gotten, and how much we've spent. And for those who gave and did not want to be anonymous, their names will be made public. Some people gave and specifically asked to be anonymous. They will remain anonymous. Those who gave and they would like their names to be mentioned, they will be mentioned publicly. Almost everyone who gave got a receipt of the money, a receipt to show that we've actually received the money, and so on and so forth. The accounts will be audited and made public. So I mean, when we ask people to give, we know that people give not because they have an overabundance of money or they can't use their money for something else, but because we really truly believe in whatever cause we are championing at the time. So the First Lady, I mean, Mrs. Rebecca Kufado, will not ask you to give your money to something for something and then have it go elsewhere or be used for something else that you did not ask your money to be used for. So we do respect people and everything they give, and we assure people of transparency and accountability.
You touched on the Kolebu project. Do we know how much we need for that one?
And no, not off the top of my head. I can't say. I can't say, but definitely we will be making some noise about that. So
I was supporting the noise making.
Yeah,
and not also support financially. My small widows might. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You are from Choco, right?
So for those who are listening and would like to also support, because this one, Kumasi people are going to benefit, but it's going to go beyond people of Kumasi alone. For those who are listening and would like to also support that very project in Accra, Kolebu, what should they be doing?
Oh, they can contact our office. I think maybe we can leave a telephone number with you to be on your website, and then they can contact our office. I mean, as we speak, the First Lady also cut sword for the construction of a hostel for parents whose children are fighting cancer at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. I mean, people come from all over the country to get treatment for childhood cancers in Kolebu, and when your child is gravely ill and you have no place to stay and provide adequate care and support for your child, I mean, that alone is enough it's too much for any parent. So that's something that she's undergoing. That's being on the quiet. It's being done. So we also urge people to contact us and also support if they can.
I'll take the telephone number soon. If there are any mobile numbers attached, we will take them as well. But Seth, tell me this. So tomorrow the commissioning will take place. When can people start using the facility? What's my minute? So when can they start using the facility?
That one I can tell, but it's ready. We have all the equipment in there. It's up to the hospital to decide when they're going to start using. I think they're going to straight away start admitting new patients. They're not going to move. You know, the old place had bed bags and all those things, so they have to be careful so they don't
transfer them
to the new to the new building. So they're going to start admitting new patients there. But I can't tell exactly. It may be soon. It may be right after. But I can. The hospital would have to tell us when they're going to start doing that.
What will your next project be, and what will it be on?
I'm working on now the next one. The title is Death Row.
Death Row.
Yeah.
Okay. What's it about? Give me a gist of it. What is
it's about prisoners on death, who have been sentenced to death. Yeah. It's horrifying that a place meant for 20 people now has close to 160 because we are not killing them. Yeah, the courts have said that we should kill them. We are not killing them. The last man execution was 1993, and we are just adding on to the numbers. So what are we doing with them?
Good question. What are we doing with them? Do we even have executioners now? Do we?
No. But that place is still there. They took me to where they used to execute them, and it's still there. It's in good shape, but
it's in good shape.
It's in good shape. But one thing is, the moment you open that door, the prisoners start running away.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't know why you came there to open the door. Are you come to prepare the place for? Has the president changed his mind? So they are always praying that the president forgets about them. Nobody should think about them. They want to be there. What if you think about them and you say, "Oh, let me try one today," and we'll go.
I'm looking forward to that very well. But Sheila, the telephone numbers, please.
Okay. 027 835 2959.
Yeah, please.
027 835 2959.
Yeah. Okay. Any more? Or that's it? Let's make do with this one. Let's make do with this one.
We'll make do with this
All
one.
right, so we're wrapping up our conversation right now. What were your final words to me and to our dear listeners out there? What would you want to leave us with, Sheila?
Well, I mean, the First Lady, she'll be thanking everybody in person herself. But before that, I just say that we thank her so much for, she's thankful to everybody for what they've done, for contributing their time, their monies, their goodwill, their prayers, their encouragement. She's very grateful for everyone for the support. I mean, without support, and this wouldn't have been possible. It would have been a dream. He should have been still have been championing it, but nothing would have been done about it. So she's grateful to everyone who contributed, big, small, cash, kind, every single. But she's happy. She's ecstatic for your support and your kindness. She's very happy. She thanks everyone. And we thank God. We thank God. Without God, this wouldn't have been possible. And we're, from our office also, we are very grateful to Multimedia for bringing this up and for partnering us to make sure that it's actually been accomplished. So we are really grateful to all the partners, to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Comfort Teaching Hospital. We are grateful for the support and the enthusiasm and the willingness to work together and partner and collaborate, everything. We're just very happy. We're just in a very happy place right now, and we're grateful to everybody.
Well, as you listen to us, I don't know whether you have something you'd like to say to the First Lady's reps here or the office. If there's anything you want to say to Multimedia for embarking on this very beautiful, documentary that has yielded this positive result. And of course, if you want to say something to Seth Kwame here, give us a call on 03220-83596. We're just picking a few calls. 03220-83596. How do you feel about this? Now, I'm sure that you'll agree with me that we elect people into power to do some of these things for us. But again, if we as a people are able to come together and do some of this for our own good, it will go a long way to make Ghana a beautiful place to live. Now, let me go on to the phone lines right now. Hello, good afternoon. Hi, good afternoon. What's your name? Mrs. Amankwa, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear you. Mr. Mr. Makwako, who are not inspection. Yeah, that's it. Let's give. Well, we've been told that as a plan. We've been told that as a plan, Mr. Makwako. Thank you very much. Joe, good afternoon to you. Let's hear you, sir.
And they are willing to be taking care of its maintenance for God knows when. So if we go and give it to a contractor who will be collecting money, at the end of the day, we will get to a point that their payments will even be used as an excuse. And for me, I wouldn't want to see that.
I hear you, Kojo. Thank you very much. It's been sorted. I mean, you had said Kwame Boateng said that it's been sorted out, so don't worry about electricity at all. Oh, but you talked about the World Bank, playing a role in there. I hear you, Kojo. And for your information, he talks about the fact that they are heavy on solar. So I'm sure that we are sorted, Kojo. Thank you very much. Kalusha, good afternoon. Let's hear you, sir.
And this documentary came on, and I tell you what, the whole world is watching, and this guy will be the CNN, the BBC. I just wish you well, and may Allah bless you.
Well, thank you very much, Kalusha, for your call on the show as well. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Kwabena, welcome, let's say. Thank you very much, Fabna, for your call. Hassana is on the line. Good afternoon. Hassana, let's hear you. Well, thank you very much, Hassan. And at this point in time, let's get back into the studio set. So I was asking, I asked Sheila actually to tell us a few things before she takes leave of us. What would you want to leave us with, Seth?
That we can do it. That if we decide to come together and champion a common cause. Initially it was difficult, but look at where we are now and how God has helped us and how the people genuinely supported this move. It means that we can do a lot going forward. So why don't we join forces? And that's what we are supposed to do as journalists. I believe that we should not just report and leave it. Now what I'm pushing is report, take the first step towards finding a solution to what you've reported. And we get Ghanaians supporting you. And this is exactly what we've done. So I'm grateful to all those who supported. I'm grateful to all the team, our members, our cameramen, our drivers, the presenters, Office of the First Lady, the security, all those who helped. I'm so grateful to all of them, Dave.
And tomorrow is open to the public, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
So what time will we be beginning?
9.
9 in the morning?
Yes.
All right. So thank you very much, Seth Kwame Boateng, for your time with us here in the
Thank
States
you,
of Love
David Choco.
I don't mind you on that very one. I think I'm talking about the beard. I don't know what the
My shaving machine is spoiled.
So you want me to get you a new one?
I will appreciate it.
The beard, no, Sheila, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And of course, Auntie Coco, thank you. I like your frame. I like your glasses so much.
Hey, this Auntie Coco, you don't know Auntie Coco, eh?
Tell me about Auntie Coco. Auntie Coco.
I will tell you Auntie Coco.
I'm also going to tell you right here, right now on radio, that you can expect more from Love FM and, of course, the multimedia group. For example, here in the Ashanti region, we have identified a few other projects, like some libraries and all that. And before long, you'll hear from us as to what we have been able to do. So, Seth, thank you very much and keep up with the good work. Sheila, I know that you have more work to go and do or attend to, so Charlie, more grease to your elbows.
Thank you. It's much needed. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So thank you very much for being here with us. My name is David AKUETTEH. Coming up shortly will be some sports here on Love 99.5. Before then, let's all enjoy this. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.